Well, here we are, boys and girls, once again, ready for another episode of Uncle Ricky's House. Well, seems that the select committee did what they came to do, what they were charged to do, did what they were supposed to do when they were put together almost 2 years ago. And it seems that with the preponderance of evidence that they collected during their existence, and believe me, as soon as the Republicans come into power in January, that will be one of the first things to go right out of the door. They know this. This is why they've done such a outstanding job up to this point. And they were careful to leave us with doesn't matter who you are. I mean, you may not believe it, but you can't ignore the evidence that they have collected. Now, all this being said, they did another first in the history of this country, in the history of the Congress, and just in the history of the United States. And of course, it revolves around the 45th or former 45th President of the United States, Donald John Trump. And one thing about Trump, he will go down in history, but the shit he's going down in history for, I don't think anybody really wants that. Just hopefully that when he goes down, he'll take the majority of his movement down with him, and we can close this future chapter of American history and move on to the next mad person that wants to take a bite out of democracy. Well, it seems that it's done. They said it. They said, look, DOJ, Department of Justice, we got millions of documents, hours of testimony, and this is not even our job. So we handed it to you because we know this motherfucker's a criminal. And so now it's time for you to get off your ass and take all that bullshit that you got and put it with our bullshit. Let Jack Smith just run up to Merrick Garland's office and say, what the fuck are we waiting for, buddy? It's time. You should have done this shit before you even hired my ass. But you know what? It's just time. We can't avoid it anymore. To wait any longer makes us look like the pussies that we are. America, if you want to be remembered as anything close to what you've ever said that you were, Donald Trump gotta be indicted. There can't be any freaking deals. There can't be any letting him fucking fly off into the sunset on, his personal Trump jet or Trump helicopter, not even on a fucking Trump tricycle. That orange painted fool deserves to be in front of a jury. And if that jury has any integrity at all, Donald John Trump and a few of his closest friends should spend the rest of their lives in jail. I mean, Trump is famous for the lock him up or lock her up chant in his rallies. Well, it's time for America to borrow something from Trump and just say, lock his ass up. This person, this fool, let's not even count all the chaos he caused in the 4 years that he was president. Let's not even think about all the lack of tact that he had. let's not even think about all the division that he brought into the country. Let's not even think about how much respect this country lost from their allies when Trump was president. Look at all the Trump disrespected everything. Any treaty we ever had, any of our allies, any accepted doctrine of everything. Everything had to be Trump's way, whether it made sense or not, and unfortunately, very little of it made sense. I mean, the dude walks in the office, he starts out, first thing, before Melania can even drop her drawers in the White House for the first time, he makes a ban on Muslims. What kind of president is this? He builds an entire wall across the southern border just to have something with his name on it, and most of that shit's rusted and falling down already. And, the illegal immigrants that are coming through the wall, they just running out to the Mexican version of Home Depot and buying, $16 fucking portable tool and just cutting holes in the shit, crawling through, or tunneling under. But everything that he did turned out to be a disaster. And on top of that, he tried to overthrow democracy. He tried to cancel the peaceful transfer of power. He tried to reinstall himself as president of the United States after losing an honest election. And he told a lie that incited the riot that was supposed to obstruct the counting of the Electoral College, the verification of the votes. It not just, declared soft coup, trying to, or maybe hard coup if the riot had gotten any further, because damn, the National Guard never fucking showed up, and we still haven't, with all the wonderful work that the committee did, they haven't discussed that in public, and that was one of the things they were charged to do. We want to know, where the fuck was our military? How deep had Trump really fucked up this government? How much control, how close did we come to being the nation of Trump? I mean, he took the Republican Party. He's on his last leg, but he's still got a stranglehold on enough of the Republican Party that they still fear him. They won't take him out in the back and put him down like, he should be. They still will not just devour their orange Julius Caesar. So now the ball is in the court of the Department of Justice. The people this is their whole purpose. Not only to fuck over, us down here, put us in jail for years and years and years for everything from tax evasion to drug peddling to human trafficking. But this one motherfucker that managed to become president, they choking on that shit. And this is what they all about. This is what, if you read the history of the Department of Justice, if you look at why the forefathers, not even the forefathers, why the United States, when they became a constitutional country and developed a system of checks and balances, this is why they created the Department of Justice and put it as part of the executive branch. They dare to swing the big stick at the big people when the big people fuck up and do dumb shit. Donald Trump was a big dick and he fucked up and did some dumb shit, and now it's up to the Department of Justice to, one, prove who they are, and to prove that this nation is about what it says it's about. No person is above the law. Congress is just saying, here you go. You got no more excuses. You take our shit with the shit that you got, and it's Merrick Garland. It's time for you to pull the trigger, because you know your special counsel. You know your boy Jack Smith. He's not a Durham. His shit is gonna be legit, and it's going to be potent. It's going to be toxic, and there will be no logical conclusion except that Donald Trump should be indicted, except that many of his associates should be indicted, except that this has to be done for the sanctity of democracy and the sanity of this country. It's not a witch hunt. There's nothing fake about this shit. There's nothing made up about this shit. This country witnessed an attempted coup. Let's stop, soft pedaling it. It was an attempted coup. And now everything is coming undone. It's all being unraveled. Yes, the foot soldiers, like Rankin said, the foot soldiers, they've been prosecuted for their evils, and some of them are getting years. But we are a nation that will not just rest with the foot soldiers when it's our foundation that was sought to be destroyed. Trump gotta go to jail. If we don't make the attempt to put him in jail with the legal system that we have, we don't amount to shit. The people, the citizens of this country should never ever listen to the government again, because you just fake, you false. Damn. You don't prosecute Trump. You just became, or you will become, everything that he ever said you were.